adjusting the camera settings. Welcome. Oh, this has been, this is like a pretty eventful sort of Comic-Con week and a pretty eventful few days. I'm still adjusting the camera settings. I think I'm gonna have to come in, get somebody in who is like less colorblind than myself. So I do apologize for it looking different every single time. There's a new camera. I've even raised up my monitor a bit to kind of get it at a better angle that I'm more that I'm a little better dealing with. So your hair looks amazing. Thank you. This is due to a lot of the color fiddling. And stuff. So if anybody knows like how having like a lot of very dyed hair is, you have to like baby it, and you have to take care of it a certain way. You have to adjust it to you have to adjust for like, you don't want to overwash, you don't want to overcondition, you have to really be very careful with it. Hello Jason Clark and Viking Bitch. Yeah, hi everyone. So we have like a lot of like news things, and I don't really have anything prepared here. I'm just kind of blabbing. Also, my plushie's in the corner. I wasn't gonna put him in frame, but I guess I can move a guitar in front of it or something. Yeah, I'm kind of going up against Jeremy here, but this is a really good time in the afternoon for me to stream, like around 2:30, 3:30. So, you know, he's cutting into my time. He streams all the time. He streams in the morning, afternoon, evening. Okay, guys, one thing, it would be a video on Puni Puni. I fucking hate Puni Puni with a passion. It is the exact same thing about Wibble Wobble, only it's in Japanese and you can't understand it. And you have to kind of sit there forever, for all eternity. Because it's not popular. It feel different. It does not feel different. It is exactly the same as Wibble Wobble. It is the same bullshit game where you have to kind of sit there and farm out Y money for a crank for nothing for the rest of your life, or pay real money. And I just don't have the patience for it. Like I would get on stream with Wibble Wobble and start crying because of how unfun it was and how annoying it was to sit there forever, constantly. Star Trek Discovery panel about to start. Oh god, maybe we'll do like if there's a live trailer reaction, let me know, and I'll or like a trailer in the thing, I'll do a live reaction. I think that was kind of what I was anticipating today going live, is that yes, we're going to have some Star Trek news, and I know I am not looking forward to it, because I know it's going to be something stupid like showing us who Spock is, or showing us more of the same Michael Burnham bullshit, which, like, seriously, no more Michael Burnham. I'm so tired of Michael Burnham, you have no idea. Been grinding Puni all day and it still felt fun. Yeah, I have a life. I can't grind on a game for all eternity. There's just too much. I'm an adult, so that's another thing. I just can't do it. It is just not fun. It is boring. And I was miserable, and I cut that off of my channel over a year ago. So, yeah, and if you guys have, like, are coming back to the channel for many years, we're changing the format because, you know, nobody watched. Nobody watched the gaming stuff. I was miserable doing it, and yeah. I'm not too late. Well, thank you. Hello, Zoogie. And hello, Gerlock. So, if you guys do get any word about a Discovery trailer dropping, let me know, because it's definitely gonna get probably a live reaction sort of thing. I'll watch it on my monitor over here. I might put like a little bit of, God, I don't know if I want to put any of it on the screen for you guys. Maybe I'll tell you guys to queue it up or something. Or I can probably put like a corner of it on screen and avoid their bots, right? Yeah, something like that. We won't have any like, we don't have any context. The other big news was yesterday's Clone Wars announcement. Now, I didn't actually watch Clone Wars. To me, the animation looks very 3D, kind of video game graphics, which probably shouldn't be a negative about the show, because I've heard it's actually really good. The good news about having a Clone Wars, like a new Clone Wars series, is that we'll get a new pinball table for Pinball FX 3D, so. I like your camera angle, your background is interesting. Thank you! I'm still adjusting with the color settings. It was a little too pink, and I think now it's a little too blue. I don't know. But yeah, you can like see most of the stuff behind me now. Hopefully, anyway. You can't see like the top shelf, but that's because I also raised up my monitor a little bit. I was tired of never being able to see behind my fan, like my little tray, because I've got a little USB fan. Hopefully it's not too loud, and I've got my speaker here. And I just needed my monitor up a little bit, my right monitor. So, yes, Clone Wars is back. Yes, it is. Woohoo. Hey, new hotness arrived. Today, scared to open the box. Yesterday's box had a hole in it, so I'm nervous about what I will find inside this one. Oh no. Oh no. The guitar. That's right. Yeah, like my guitars, once I get paid from YouTube, I might splurge and buy a few sets of guitar strings. I kind of want to put some Black Beauties back on my Martin, and I think I want to put some on this guitar as well, because I can change strings on an acoustic. But yes. Why am I the only one who finds that Clone Wars is sort of an insult and a cop-out to what they really should be doing over Lucasfilm? Well, it's its own thing. The animated side, from my understanding, is its own thing versus the live action side. I am cautious but hopeful that the Clone Wars series will be good. I mean, it's a different team, it's a different creative process, and I think that something had to. I think they're probably paying attention a little bit. That's why they give you Ahsoka at the end of the trailer. So, yes, just rip it open like a Band-Aid. Yeah. Yesterday's box was a toolkit. It got here almost a week early, so I'm good. But the guitar is, well, the guitar. Yes, 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 yes. Clone Wars is a bit of a distraction. The episodes were mostly completed before Disney originally canceled it. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's also a, hey, we're going to release this so you guys stop complaining about Last Jedi. And hello, Midnight Desert After Dark. The James Gunn thing is being blown way out of proportion. Yes, it is absolutely in there for clickbait. It is absolutely in there for clickbait. To me, it seems like a lot of, well, Twitter to me is this place where everybody takes everything out of context, because you can have a one-on-one conversation with somebody, but you're limiting the amount you're supposed to say. Or you're limiting the amount of words. It's not like Reddit where you can just type in paragraphs and you know, just words for days. You only have 44 characters, so with something like Twitter, it seems like a lot of kind of poor choice of humor when you don't understand a lot of context. And I'm not defending what he said. I'm absolutely not defending what he said. So he made a bunch of like sort of rapey jokes and a bunch of sort of pedo jokes and you know, pedophile jokes basically. You know, and if you're George Carlin, I will say this: if you're George Carlin and you make a joke, you know, so somebody gives you the challenge of, hey, take something like rape and make a joke out of it. And he's like, well, rape isn't a funny thing unless it's Elmer Fudd raping Porky Pig, or was it the other way around? And if you have some joke like that in that context with somebody highly intelligent with enough time and setup and enough time to craft it well, you know, I'm not doing justice to the joke, but if you have that type of joke, it's yeah, it's comedy. But when you have like just Twitter is meant to offend people, I think, in a lot of ways. Let me catch back up on the chat here. James Gunn's now fired. Yes, he is. He did get fired from Disney and Marvel, it looks like. They're throwing a bone to the fans. Please like us, they scream. Yeah. It's been uncovered that supposed child porn video that he shared is actually a fully clothed girls' choir singing the song Touch Myself by the Divinals. What about the aristocrats joke? I don't know which one about the aristocrats joke. Do I know it away? I do not. That is a meme from like a year ago. Is that still a thing? Clone Wars is nice, but who cares? Seeing as where everything in the saga ends up going to the same place. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I didn't watch Clone Wars anyway. I probably won't watch. I mean, I might watch this one. I don't know. Yes, win the fans back. Exactly. Yeah, if you're not George Carlin, don't try the heavy stuff. Well, there's a few comedians who can get away with a joke like that. You got your Carlin, you got your Doug Stanhope could get away with that pretty well, but he's so kind of under the radar of a lot of people. I mean, he's got probably one of my favorite offensive jokes ever. Just look up Doug Stanhope's abortion joke. That's one of my favorite jokes ever, and it's offensive as fuck. I absolutely love it though, but I kind of like offensive humor sometimes. Yes, win fans back, absolutely. Yeah, if Clone Wars is trying to win the fans back, I think it's a step in the right direction. But I don't know. That's my biggest problem with like bringing back old stuff. Yeah, it's soon enough to bring it back to where you're going to appeal to people who really love the Clone Wars. And it's not a reboot, and it's, you know, just, it's a sequel. It's not a reimagining. It's not a redesign. But then you have stuff like The Last Jedi, and even The Force Awakens in retrospect, that really feel like they're remakes and reboots. They don't feel like they're sequels. They feel like, they don't feel like they're in the spirit of the originals. I mean, same thing with Star Trek, but that's its own thing. Zugi says, and what really burns, even with the rumor of them planning to crash the Falcon for good in Episode 9, regardless of how it plays out, I don't want to give them money, not a dime. Yeah. That's another thing too. Like I don't know if I want to there. I'm gonna unbiggen you guys. I don't know if I want to give them money, to be honest. Like, do we really? Are we gonna just forgive Star Wars for Last Jedi? I actually liked Last Jedi when I saw it initially, and it was just when I heard like what Luke Skywalker meant to a lot of people. I didn't have the huge attachment to Luke Skywalker that a lot of people did. So once I heard that, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, I totally see you guys' point. Delvin Nexter, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Yay! Oh, good, I got my pop up in the right place. It's not blocking my face. I don't know if you guys can hear it because I don't have like every time I turn off my computer, OBS loses half of my audio, so I have to go in, and if I have my headphones plugged in, I've got it set up, so hopefully you guys can hear that. Boycott Episode 9, yes. Disney owes us an apology for allowing LFLTD to do the BS without a hammer falling right from the top. Hammer axe. I'm good with either, yeah. Well, I mean, I think Kathleen Kennedy's out. I think she's been out. I think they are not saying anything because they don't want the appearance of fans to win. They don't want to say, yes, we cowered to the man baby fan base, the toxic fans, the toxic male fans. Yeah, I guess I'm one of those. Sure. So we cowered to them by firing Kathleen Kennedy, and I think they already fired her. I think they already did something to get rid of her, but that's my initial thought, that they're going to wait until people are super happy and then they'll announce it. So they'll probably wait until people are like talking about the Clone Wars a lot more. We're not fans, we're customers paying for our entertainment. Exactly. And yes, Hidalgo is still there. You still got Rian Johnson and his stupid trilogy that's probably never happening. And yeah, Rian Johnson maybe not. JJ still has a, well, yeah, and JJ is such a, I kind of think that JJ is kind of a yes man in a lot of ways. Wallet slaves. We are kind of wallet slaves. We are kind of, but that's the thing. Like they always forget about a thing called dollar voting. You vote with your wallet. You give them money or not. And this is why I'm not going to give them money for like the She-Ra reboot. I'm not even going to click on it on Netflix and give them like one click for it or one view, because we don't need another reboot. Just had to check that you were the man baby. Yeah, I mean, so you never know, right? I could just grow a penis overnight and not realize it, right? Considering that only male toxic fans dislike something, right? JJ is a beta male. I hate that we share the same last name. Well, you also share a last name with Jim Abrams, and I think JJ is no relation to Jim Abrams. Is JJ related to the toy guy? The marketing sort of toy guy from way back from Mego? Is that who he's related to? I think he was related to somebody, because there's no way he got a job just from nothing, but... Amazing the amount of toxic white male fans are in reality female and people of color. You know? Exactly. And that's one of the things that they always kind of forget, that, you know, we're not... If you have a problem with something, you are not just this stereotype, and that's something that comes from like the SJW aspect of it, is that they kind of have this this mentality, just like I also can tend to stereotype like the very far right as being, you know, Klan member, racist, people with like 19 children. I kind of see, I have that stereotype in my head of people on the far right, just as I have this stereotype of people on the far left being kind of these millennial college age students, and who all kind of look the same, who all kind of look like the girls from Nerdist and pretty much any sort of, and making StarWars.net and all these sites where they'll have like the dark hair, bangs right about here, kind of look like Betty Page, kind of are, you know, will wear like, oh, I'm in a Legend of Zelda dress because I'm a geek, and that's my own stereotype too, and I know it's wrong to stereotype people like that, but wow, the reboots, what happened to originality? It's hard to come up with new stuff. Yes, it is. I think in this day and age, they don't want to throw money at new properties because it might, you know, if they had a new thing like She-Ra, for example, if they had like a new, let's say her name was Sandra and she was like a warrior sort of teenage girl and had nothing to do with He-Man, nothing to do with Masters of the Universe, just like She-Ra does. This is reboot anyway because they don't have the licensing. But if they had any of that, it wouldn't get noticed. And yes, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. SJWs won't try to attack a POC, a person of color, or a woman who hates Star Wars. Actually, that's not true. I did have somebody comment on I think the She-Ra video that I did, saying that, oh gee, you incels are really desperate to get women on your side now. I'm like, dude, what? And it wasn't even a joke either, I don't think. But yes, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. I really appreciate it. Yes, SJWs think that everyone else is as racist and sexist as they are. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Angry Mr. Flibble, and I love your screen name, by the way. I am such a Red Dwarf fan. You can probably see it behind me up there somewhere. Yeah, right above the Martin. The Crow reboot. Why? Yeah, why? Why did we need a Crow reboot? What was wrong with the Crow? Exactly. You know, there's a million reboots, and I think that's more my argument, I think, against She-Ra now, a couple of days out. I was gonna do, maybe I'll do like a distinct video a couple days later about why it's a problem, instead of, you know, because when I do a video, I end up going into these kind of philosophical, sociological aspects of them, and I don't know where it comes from, and it usually just kind of comes out in the rant. And I don't really usually intend to go that way, but they always tend to go into these deep philosophical sort of questions. And I think I'm going to go and revisit the She-Ra thing and say exactly why it's a problem and why reboots are a problem. Because I keep having people argue with me like, well, it's not for you. It's like, so why are you upset? Because it's clearly for me to notice, because I grew up with She-Ra. I was a kid in the 80s. I had She-Ra figures, you know, I also had Gem and the Holograms figures, you know, I had the entire Misfits band from Gem and the Holograms. So yes, it's for me to pay attention to, you know, if it's not for me, why make it something from the 80s? Why not make it something new? You know? Oh, the 80s were a long time ago. Things changed. So why bring up something from the 80s then? You know, why keep it pandering to 80s nostalgia? Why have stuff like Stranger Things and It being so filled in the 80s? Still don't watch his Indiana Jones. Oh, man. Oddly enough, the only progressive there who I hate professionally has been the one acting professional over Lucasfilm Last Jedi, or Lucas LFLTD right now, and that's John Kasdan. Has been respectful to his fans, humble. I still don't watch his Indiana Jones though. So are you an incel now? I thought women were not allowed to be incels. I know. Yes, boycott reboots, absolutely. When in this day and age, not allowed to be something, the shock. I mean, She-Ra reboot allows little boys to be the Princess of Power. Little boys already played with Princess of Power. I'm sorry, little boys who liked He-Man and the He-Man universe said, hey, She-Ra's kind of badass, and subconsciously, I think a lot of them probably thought she was hot. Even at that age, little boys still, I mean, they won't admit it. They think girls are icky on the outside, but one or two of them will be like, I kind of like She-Ra. You know, and they don't know why. They don't understand. It's just biology. Same thing if you're a bisexual or a lesbian girl, you'll still flock to that stuff, and you won't understand why right away. There are also some places that women don't want to go. Well, they shouldn't reboot any of the old movie franchises, because it's now making way for SJW to spread their identity politics. Yes! And the 80s rocked. They did. I'm such a... Like, I grew up in the 80s. I know I don't look it. I look like I'm 20, or 25, maybe 30. I grew up in the 80s, so... Is this more about politics or money? I don't know. I think it might be such a low budget thing, and then they hire somebody that you can't say anything negative about without being accused of being anti-lesbian. Like, are you just hiring this person? Are you parading them out as your token dyke for your political agenda? Like, she should be offended, the creator or the showrunner for the She-Ra reboot, because she's being paraded around like she's a fucking trained monkey. Oh, see, we're diverse. We hired a lesbian. You know, yeah, her shit sucks, but it's so annoying. It's so annoying. Why do they do that? Have you seen the toys that made us? I did see the toys that made us on the He-Man episode. I kind of skipped over the Hello Kitty one because I never remembered Hello Kitty being popular in the 80s, but maybe that was a Colorado thing. The 80s was a weird time, man. Some shit went down, but we are strong for having survived. Yeah, and kids today don't understand what it was like before the internet, before technology. You know, when you loved something and you could love something and obsess over it, and it's just such a different time. The unicorn wasn't as cool as Barbie's Corvette. You know, I had the Barbie Corvette. Like, when I was really young, I did have Barbies. And I liked She-Ra, too, when I was really young. And I liked Gem and the Holograms and all that stuff. QWQ. What does QWQ mean? She was right on after He-Man and occasionally crossed over. So, yes, I did watch She-Ra. See, and that's the thing. Like, it wasn't like this is only for girls either, and it wasn't like He-Man was only for boys. Same thing with Thundercats. I watched Thundercats when I was a kid. I don't remember any of it, but I did watch it occasionally, and I never got the impression that I couldn't watch it because it was for boys. I mean, I kind of got that, like, Transformers is definitely a boys cartoon, but I still had, I think I had GoBots probably. When I was a little boy, my older sister dressed me up as Raggedy Ann for her Girl Guides group. Now I know I too can be She-Ra, Super Cormy says. Brett Noble says, even Lynn and Tila made me feel funny, like the gym rope. and that's another thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a pretty She-Ra to kind of pander to some basic human urges. Ooh, how do I put this without being called a pedophile? Being put on this planet to procreate, as we are biologically predisposed to have certain urges and feelings and sensations, and there's nothing wrong with that in a healthy, age-appropriate manner. So having somebody like She-Ra in a skimpy costume isn't a problem, I don't think. But yes. Hello from the other side. The 80s TV cartoon and movie was great. I loved He-Man and She-Ra cartoons. Hello from Canada. Yes, having lived life before the internet changes how I see life now. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the kids today who only grow up with the internet don't understand how it used to be, where if you didn't know something, you couldn't just Google it. You had to go and get it off a shelf on the encyclopedia if you were rich enough to have those, or wait for a ride to the library, you know, or ask, you know, your local trivia nerd down the street. If you wanted to know something today, you could just Google it, and that's a completely different thing, and people don't understand that. They also don't understand that, like, when we were growing up, we did not have instant access to every celebrity. Like, I feel weird following, like, PB Herman on Twitter, because I grew up watching him on TV, and I even defended him during the trial, or during the movie theater incident, by the way, and I was, like, pretty young when that happened, so. Yes, hi, Canada. Gem was totally outrageous. Gem was truly outrageous. It was truly outrageous. Yes, it was. Get off my damn lawn, you kids. Holy crap. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. You guys are make me cry. Like, I don't come on here to, like, beg for donations and stuff. Thank you so much. Right. I rejected She-Ra because my sister always had her nasty Barbies hanging around my Castle Grayskull. One day I made He-Man to Whoopi with Barbie. I had no idea what was going on in my brain. Yes, you kind of know, but you don't. When I was a kid, I got in trouble. I had a 3-foot high, it was probably this tall, a Yogi Bear, stuffed animal, and Cindy. And I put one on top of the other, and I got in trouble for that because I didn't know. I mean, you're a kid. You don't associate. You associate things that, like, you know, okay, man and woman get on top of each other and roll around, right? You don't understand, like, the ins and outs. You understand things at an age-appropriate level. So for something like that, yeah, kids have an understanding of things. And the lights just flickered. Oh. We might have a power outage. If you guys lose me, I am sorry. The lights are flickering a bit. It is raining and stuff, so hopefully you guys don't lose me. The PB theater thing was such BS. Exactly. The only person who should have offended was the guy in front of him. Yeah, the allergies again. Oh, but yeah, hopefully if the stream does go out, it is because the power just flickered, and I think we have rain in the storm. But yeah, like, I guess I could talk about the PB thing real quick. So if anybody kind of remembers, PB Herman was, the mugshot was all over the news about him doing what you do in an adult theater. What was it, a movie theater or was it a Jack Shack? I can't even remember now. Hello, Movie Fanobi! Talking about divided fandom, people actually like these reboots confuse me. How do we approach them when they really don't have the same level of love? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That is true. The Midwest, when it rains, we lose power. Yeah, I know. Well, in Vegas, I would lose water all the time. And power and everything else, so. Sadly, I am now the old man with the lawn. I just don't have the lawn. And don't scroll. And I would have a squirt gun and shoot the kids waiting for one to ask me why water. I would look at them and say, it's not water. Yes. It's an adult theater. Now you're saying it's a Jack Shack. We don't know. Midnight's Edge says, as far as I remember, it was a foreign theater. And let's face it, the only reason he got caught is because it's PB Herman. Everybody else is doing the same thing. Yeah. Well, God, I have a story. God, should I do that? Hello, J Animates. Do you remember me? I was no idea. Yes. Hello, J Animates. So when I was a teenager, I used to hang out with a friend of mine who was gay, and probably still is. I haven't talked to him in like 20 years. I was like 15, and we would go to a certain park where a lot of the gay guys would pick each other up in Denver. And we ended up meeting up with this couple of guys, and we drove to an adult theater on fucking East Colfax in Denver. No, it might have been West Colfax. I think it was the West Colfax one. But anyway, if anyone knows anything about Colfax in Denver, it was where you would like drive up and down the street listening to music at night, or, you know, it had a reputation of having like hookers and stuff. It's not, don't let your teenager out there. But yeah, we ended up going into these adult places. I was 15. They didn't card me or anything, but I kind of look like I do now when I was 15, so. And nobody was screaming, oh no, child endangerment. Colfax is the biggest city road in the U.S., isn't it? Maybe. You can have my lawn, I hate mowing it. Since you're the YouTube master, I think you have a setting where you can scroll back to the start of your live stream if we're late or busy. Or in time out in the corner or at recess. I do have that setting. I put it on. I disabled that so that there's less lag, so I can see instant comments quicker. It is but yeah, there is a setting, and I could always adjust that in the future. I usually don't do that though for like streams where I would want to talk to the chat quite a bit, but. Guitar presentation is much cooler than your tip jar. Yes. Well, I mean, the tip jar was fine. I can pull it up here, and I'm still getting the lighting right. I do have a USB light I can always attach to the wall and hit my face with it if I need it. But, just kind of like the new She-Ra, I wonder. I don't know. Child abuse in the 80s is nothing like it is now. We were allowed to make mistakes or be exposed to inappropriate things. You know, get you prepared for life. Yes, you're raising somebody to be an adult. You're not raising somebody to be a perpetual child. And this, I think, is a lot of why we have a lot of the problems we have today, is that a lot of these kids coming out of college are still children. And they don't understand how to take care of themselves or understand how to, like... I mean, I'm even guilty of that myself sometimes, but I hear something out there. But yeah, I was gonna look at my little tip jar. That was the tip jar. I don't know if I like it. It looks like an ice cream cup. But it does have the scrolls, and it has all that. It's cool. It's just kind of unnecessary. It's a little busy, I think. Maybe if it's were a gaming stream, but that's what the tip jar looks like. It's neat though. For Halloween, you can Have a light your lap aimed up. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't like this underside angle, though. That's why I wanted it higher. That's why I put my H.G. Wells book underneath the monitor again, just so it's a little bit higher. For a while, I was using, I was balancing my, my old camera on a spool of thread. So, I mean, I've been really, really fiddling with the lighting on this one, too, or the light settings and the white balance and all that. Perpetual children. I think that in this day and age, we are raising a lot of perpetual children. But, you know, depends on what country you're in. Daddy's belt was real in the 80s. Yeah, you could, like, nowadays you have kids who will be like, I'm calling Child Protective Services on your ass. Like, what the fuck you are? Sorry. You said you wanted to get higher. That's for after the stream. Especially when Random says boobies. Oh, like the booby anime girl games that I play? Yeah. I'm sorry, that's just my sense of humor. God, I used to have Beavis and Butthead on my soundboard, and something happened when I moved all my files from for whatever reason, all my files were on my C drive, which was where my operating system is, and it wasn't partitioned into a D drive. So if you know anything about computers, everything was just piling on this one thing, and so went in, threw everything onto another drive, and I lost all of my soundboard settings. And the files are there, they just won't play for whatever reason. So I've got to go back and fiddle with it. But I had really good Beavis and Butthead sound bites like, we came to see naked ladies, or words. stuff. And I had like Brack from Cartoon Planet, Space Ghost, stuff like that. It was great. The 80s, more than meets the eye, yes. Calling Protect Whack, yes. Yeah, you don't want to call Child Protective Services on somebody like me. I'm like, you call Child Protective Services on me? That will be the last thing you are allowed to do. You will be in a room with a bed. You will be fed the bare minimum to keep your ass alive. You will have no McDonald's, no video games, no TV. You will have clothing that fit you but do not flatter you. But I'm a bitch. I can be a real bitch sometimes. This is why I don't have children. Worst was my grandma and picking out your own Switch. I've heard of that, and I never had to do that. Wow. I remember when that trend started. People being afraid of their kids calling social services. I work with social services, trust me. They don't take kids away even when they need to. Well, it's so crowded, too, the whole social services thing, and foster care in general. Just all of that is just such a mess. I had some issues when I was a kid dealing with that, too, so... All these nerd YouTubers need tech support. We do. We do. I have people. Children overrated they are. I don't want any. Can you take me higher to a place with golden streams, but not from 3-year-old boys? That's you want to go to wetandwild.com. No. That's a water park in Las Vegas. That is not water. That's totally different sort of water sports. And hello Mojavese. Do they still have Saturday morning cartoons? I just love watching the Gummy Bears and the Shirt Tails. I remember Gummy Bears and Shirt Tails. I don't think they have Saturday morning cartoons anymore. At one point I will make a video on that. I think that YouTubers are now the Saturday morning cartoons, especially if you're like a YouTuber who plays Roblox or plays Nintendo games. You will just get swarmed with little kids who only have like a tablet or a phone as their entertainment, you know, because a lot of parents nowadays don't have TV. Like they don't have TV upstairs for their kid, and so they got like a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old or something. They don't have TV upstairs for them. They just say, here's a tablet, go to town. And these kids will watch, they'll watch stuff, and then parents are so dumb nowadays. Like, not so much upstairs as an example anymore, but in general, parents will say, oh, you can't get on Twitch because it has live chat and video games and inappropriate content. But so they watch YouTube streams of the same thing. And then the parents say, oh, don't get on Skype with anybody. But kids get on Discord, which is exactly the same thing like Skype, so. It's just different verbiage, because kids are smart. Kids are assholes, and they're smart, and they're clever, and they'll figure out how to get what they want within the rules. And this is why I hate children. But... Alright, I'm missing your chats. I'm gonna scroll back. As a kid, you got to have an opinion. Your parents' opinion, yes. Cartoons are on all the time now. Yeah, they kind of are, too. I miss Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah, Boomerang has an app with all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Yes, I have heard that. I had a lot of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons on DVD at one point, so I think I'm okay. Exactly, Brad. Kids don't want to make all the decisions. Kids need parents, not friends. Yeah, and that's another thing. Parents are more friends to their kids now than parents, and then they throw a temper tantrum when they get parented. We got the hairbrush that you moved on to Tabasco sauce. Oh no. Do you think James Gunn should go to prison? If he does, should be eaten alive by General Pop. Oh Lord. I don't know what my reaction to that is. I think it's a lot of so far from what I've seen, it's a lot of in poor taste jokes that have gotten way too out of proportion, but I'm not defending what he said. So I'm gonna take that approach. You know, I haven't read every single one of them. I've seen a few. I'm going with the sort of, I've skimmed and gotten with the headlines, and I've gotten the gist of it. But what did James Gunn do? He tweeted out over the years a lot of very sexually inappropriate things about, like, about him wanting young boys to touch him places, or wanting to do things to Justin Bieber when he was underage, or yeah, just a lot of like weird little things. He exposed Harvey Weinstein, and that's why they're coming for him, and that could be it too. That could be it too. And dude. Calvin Nexter. Dude. 1999 suit. See, now we're gonna get allergies. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my god. You guys. You guys, like, thank you so much. Here I'm just complaining about children, and you guys don't understand, like, how much it means to me to have people, like, come to my channel that aren't just here to piss me off and attack me. No, but thank you so much. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate all you guys being here. Like, and yeah, thank you. Don't cry, you deserve it. John Schnepp has died. I heard that somebody from Collider had died too. Yeah, most of them seem very sarcastic. That's another one. They seem very sarcastic, just kind of in poor taste, out of context, very, very much. I never cheer for mob mentality. Never forget Stanford Prison Experiment. Yes, the Stanford Prison Experiment. I do tend to kind of go back to that every time I think about SJWs, and every time I think about anybody who doesn't have an opinion of their own. I'm gonna scroll back. Look at it this way. If it's not okay for James Gunn to make the jokes, then as he did. Thank you so much again. I'm scrolling back. I didn't see this one pop up. Oh, thank you so much for the $2.99 again. You are so... I don't know what to say. I'm trying to catch up with what people are saying. If it's not okay for James Gunn to make the jokes he did, then South Park and a bunch of other things are next. Yeah, and if they come after South Park... Yeah, if they come after South Park, that's another thing, though. I mean, South Park's different. You have to... You can take South Park as a whole show, and it's a lot harder to take it out of context. And it's a lot harder to take... It's so much easier to take something that's sarcastic on Twitter and not read it as sarcastic. So I think that's kind of my impression of it, is that it seems like it's something... Because it's Twitter. Like, how many times do I have to say, yeah, I'm sorry, sarcasm does not come across on Twitter. I've made this as a joke. I've deleted tons of tweets of myself because I felt like I made... that it could be taken the wrong way, taken away I didn't intend it. So, yeah, I've got to kind of... Twitter's its a whole other sort of thing, you know. It's a lot easier to make a joke live than it is... Yeah. You're making more money today than we did last month. What I will say this, on YouTube, for anybody who is a YouTuber and knows what number you have to make to reach a threshold, when I was doing gaming, I would make the threshold every 3 months. So you're not allowed to say what you make on YouTube, but during gaming, it was every 3 months. And I was making the exact same whether I streamed or whether I didn't. I could take a whole month off and make the same in ad revenue, because all that was getting clicks were old videos that I have since unlisted. And I was scared to death to change my format out, because I thought, oh, well, I'm stuck with this. I'm stuck with gaming. I'm stuck with a bunch of kids who come to my channel wanting me to play a game I hate and making me cry about it. And a bunch of kids fighting in chat, and a bunch of kids demanding I give them, you know, Panda Nocos and basically Pokemon, but the cat ghost version. But yeah. Yes, onions everywhere. Yeah. Dude. You're a lovely person and don't deserve any crap, period. Don't let the poos get you down. I think we understand how much it means by reaction. Yeah, and it's so hard to put into words, you guys. I just get into trouble on Twitter. Yeah, and I'm kind of a sarcastic bitch sometimes too. I have a sense of humor that comes from George Carlin, comes from Bill Hicks, comes from Doug Stanhope. You know, that's my comedy upbringing. Dennis Leary, I'm a comedian nerd. I'm a comedian groupie nerd. Like yeah. Hopefully we helped a little. Got a lot of good feedback from what I could tell. Oh, well, thank you. I enjoyed it. I tried not to talk over everybody. I will try and get Skype better equipped for my microphone. I don't know what sort of settings I need to fiddle with on there for my microphone. But I had Discord already set up for like doing Doomcocks podcasts and roundtables. Damn, great taste. No wonder you fit in with Rob and I. Well, that's why I watch you guys. You guys say the exact same stuff that I say about things. You have the same age range. I'm like, dude, you guys talk about back to school. I got back to school on my shelf for years. I also have Back to the Beach, but you know, we have a lot of similar comedy backgrounds and a lot of similar, you know, like Rob's a musician. I have a lot of similar music influences there. He's kind of more in the rock and roll aspect. I'm more in the underground, but yeah, like that's why I watch Midnight's Edge. And you know, if you guys don't subscribe to Midnight's Edge After Dark, they do the research. They don't just fly off the handle like I do with these news stories. They will dig and they will form a good opinion, and they'll be a few days after the breaking news usually. But you know, and sometimes they get on there and do their homework. But Back to School is Comedy 101 with Caddyshack. Yeah, Back to School is great. And, you know, I've got the critic back there. You probably can't even see it. Hopefully you guys can see better, like, what's behind me, so. Doomcast triggered. There is some talking. There is, I have been trying to kind of say, yeah, we need our own high council. We need our own version. So the thought is, with Midnight's Edge After Dark and with maybe Nerdrotic, get some sort of podcast like that together with Doomcock and myself, if that's okay. And so that is something. Hello, Burnfried. Have you seen where that little tweet about She-Ra is going now? Yeah. Oh, dude, I did see some of that. I have had like 200 notifications in my Twitter thing because of that. I had to pass all this James Gunn stuff on to Andre. Well, I think Andre's scary. Andre scares me. But no, he's so good about that stuff. Like I love hearing his perspective on things. I love his perspective on like Star Wars and everything too. Do you follow Nerd Wonder on Twitter? I do not. I want to see a whole video of Doomcock arguing with Random because he can't really yell at her. It's very cute. Did you miss the stream yesterday? Did you see his stream yesterday? I put in there, I hate Guardians of the Galaxy, blah 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 or something, and he went off, and he couldn't yell at me. He went off. So I did super chat. I'm like, no, I don't actually hate Guardians of the Galaxy, you silly. But sometimes I like to set him off. That's kind of me being such a troll. Sometimes it's like I want to send him something with BB-8 on it just to make his head explode. It's so fun. I don't know why. Got my Doomcock polo in the mail today. Have you to thank for hooking me up with it in his first live stream. For thank you again. It's awesome. Well, thank you for ordering for him. I just do what I can to help him out. So anything I can do to send merch his way and. Absolutely. Telling you secretly love STD. Oh, I would never do that. How large is your movie collection? Not as large as it used to be. It's mostly TV shows now. It is mostly TV shows at this point. But I mean, there's a few movies. Like this whole section here is all like exploitation and anti-juvenile delinquent stuff. A lot of public domain movies. This is all Alpha Video. They were releasing a lot of stuff back in like 2003. This is all your fault now. You drink Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I know, because now, like, what are they gonna do, right? They're gonna hire somebody else to direct, and it'll probably suck. Oh, man. Yeah, scary. By the way, what about Supernatural fans jumping on the bandwagon of loving Titans? I hate Titans. This bad Watchmen ripoff with hookers. Yeah. They did a slight redraw of She-Ra and it looked better. Most landed in the masculine shoulders. Some slight adjustments and more feminine. I'm not watching either way, but nice touches. Yeah, I think for me, my biggest problem is, like, they keep rebooting these things, and then they're like, oh, but it's not for you. But then why is it a reboot? Why are you telling me? It's just like Star Trek, you know? They've got the Star Trek logo slapped on the side of Discovery everywhere. Like, oh, here's a Tribble, here's fan service, here's a Defiant, here's some fan service for Star Trek nerds. But it's not Star Trek. This is for, like, Big Bang Theory fans who only know references and who don't actually know... Yeah, like on Futurama, the joke is the science of it. On Big Bang Theory, the joke is that it's a reference to science. And it just drives me nuts. It just drives me nuts so much. Tell Mikey Spock was a well thought out character arc. I don't think she does, though. I'm not that good of an actress. Maybe they can hire Ron Howard to direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Oh, that won't be good. That will not be good. Yes, because there's no one else that could possibly do a good job on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Well, I mean, there are people who could. There is definitely a lot of people who could. I'm just concerned it will lose the spirit of Guardians of the Galaxy. Because I really enjoyed the second movie. I went out of the theater. I liked it. It slowed down a little. I liked the humor of it. You know, like, what was the guy's name? Taserface. He was hilarious. Absolutely loved his character. I loved Yondu. Just, there's so much good about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And yeah, I'm kind of sad. Mark my words, it'll be YTT and we'll be okay. I would take Ron over Rian Johnson. Yeah, Ron Howard's better than Rian Johnson, probably. Well, Rian Johnson's a bad writer. John Talks Star Wars actually had a cool video where he brought up another old Rian Johnson interview where he said, yeah, I can't write. All my stuff, like, I'm a bad writer. I don't think anybody should hire me as a writer. Like, yeah, I agree, Rian Johnson. I don't think people should hire you as a writer, especially not a first draft writer. Like, you know, you could give them a story and then hire a bunch of people who can actually write to make it make sense, but... Rian Johnson just named director of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I hope you're trolling me. I hope you're trolling me, Brad Noble. This is why Odin calls you a troll. I'm not. Pedos are bad people. Oh no. Pedos are bad people, though. Yeah, they'll probably get him. Thor Ragnarok was very Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, yeah, the guy from Thor Ragnarok was fine. Yeah, I think he'd be okay. Thor Ragnarok is hilarious, so he can handle the Guardians of the Galaxy humor. Yeah. And, God, if he would bring in Mark Mothersbaugh to help with the score and the soundtrack, that would be great, too. Because Yeah. So, I'm a huge Devo fan, for anybody who doesn't know, and I'm also a huge Mark Mothersbaugh, like, movie score fan. One of my favorite movie scores he did was the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs score, because he threw in a little techno in with classical, and it worked really, really well. So... When he put the music together and even like the musical cues and things, he pulls some pretty decent choices. Now they are kind of top of the line, highly recognizable choices. He's not doing the thing like Trent Reznor used to do and find the most obscure songs. But he definitely will pull in something that I think if he would do the soundtrack and score and pull in all the 70s music for the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I think I'd be fine with that. Yeah, absolutely. Have you watched Doctor Who at all? And what do you think of it being made a female? I think that having her be a female now sets off my anti-SJW trigger personally. I think I would have been... I mean, it's the Doctor. It doesn't... I think it's fine. I think it should have happened when he got the new set of Regenerations, or when they brought it back with Christopher Eccleston, or even in the 90s. Even in the 90s when they did the Fox like movie pilot thing that never went anywhere that I watched. I actually watched that as it aired live in the 90s. So I think... I don't know. I'm cautious that it's going to suck and turn into anti-male crap. But at the same time, I mean, it's Doctor Who and it's Britain and it's a different environment over there. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it more of a shot than just fly off the handle like, oh, now they gender swapped the Doctor. That being said, Clara was such a male bashing, fucking oh god, I hated Clara. So the Doctor Who really lost me with Clara because she kept treating the Doctor like he didn't know anything, like he was the pet, like she had to come in and save him. You know, this girl who. She started out as the impossible girl, and then she's just some chick, some teacher that you bring in with him now. And she knew more than him for some reason. And that's what kind of bothered me about Doctor Who. So, that's what really lost me was, like, Stephen Moffat. And it kind of lost me anyway when Amy kept trying to bang the Doctor. It's like, oh no, that would be like watching My Fair Lady and having Eliza try and bang Higgins. I don't know, I'd probably be okay with that. Bye for now, everyone. Keep up the smiles and feel the wind power. Well, thanks for being here, Movie Fanobi. From why I be here will be more white guilt crap. Oh god, I hope it isn't white guilt. I'm so tired of that. That's so old. That is so getting old. I loved Final Form Clara. Yeah, Final Form Clara, absolutely. That's a good way to call her too. No, what would revitalize it? Better writing. You know, if they brought in the guy from League of Gentlemen, or what was his name? Mark Gatiss. Bring him in. Bring in Julian Barrett. I have been saying for 10 years, bring in Julian fucking Barrett from Mighty Boosh. Bring in Noel Fielding. You know, bring in the guys from Mighty Boosh to do Doctor Who. Bring in, I mean, they've already got Matt Lucas, rather, from Little Britain. So they've got him, but they don't have him on the creative side. If they could bring him in as, like, a creative comedy punch-up, yes. You know, I want a Doctor Who that is a mashup between Mighty Boosh, Little Britain, and League of Gentlemen, and then I would be super happy about it, but... But I'm kind of a British comedy sort of person. Oh god, we were talking on with Midnight's Edge the other day about the In-Betweeners. I do have the I don't think you can see them now because they're behind me. I do have the In-Betweeners box set also. That has like nothing to do with Mighty Boosh or any of that, but that's just another one of those British shows that I really liked. I was just reminded of it because I do have that on PAL because they didn't have it on VHS or on not VHS, DVD on Region 1. Words are not working with me right now. I'm still kind of overwhelmed from all the love you guys have been giving me today. But yeah, so I still have that on PAL DVD. I have the British Empire on PAL. Like, I have Big Train on PAL. There's a lot of stuff I was collecting on PAL because I was kind of thinking, well, I'm probably going to end up in the UK at some point. But yes, I love my Region free player. I left that in Vegas. I wish I would have brought it with me. But yeah. Like, having a region-free Blu-ray player was definitely the way to go. And it worked with, when I was burning synced up copies of, like, riff tracks with Star Wars and things. Even a herpes flare-up will dormant eventually. That's how I look at trends. This too will die down. I hope so. It's just getting so old. It's getting so old. I'm so tired of having people say, well, new She-Ra is not for you, you know. Why do you care? It's like, because it's just, again, every couple of, like, it's, and the biggest thing that started with was Ghostbusters, I think that's the earliest instance I can think of where they started attacking fans, and that's why it's so important for everybody to kind of sit through that, as much as painful as it is, just to kind of, not even sit through the movie, but kind of sit through somebody's reviews of the movie, and some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, like the Midnight's Edge behind-the-scenes Ghostbuster stuff. That's a required viewing, because that's how we are. This is what happened because of that. You know, we've got crap like Discovery, we've got Last Jedi, we've got Lucasfilm employees calling us man babies and shit. But someone's gearing up for their shutdown with Rant. I want to be nice. I want to be nice. You can get some fairly decent ones from not too much on Amazon. Yeah, next time I have money, I might pick something up. I've got like the PlayStations to watch DVDs on, and it's on the list. If I can convert Random to the Cult of Farscape, should have something none anger to talk about. But if you don't like Guardians of the Galaxy, It's not so much that I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. There was a lot of good about Guardians of the Galaxy. I fell asleep during that last act, though, where with it's the big CG boss fights. They don't really do that much for me. But she didn't like my opinion last night. Well, that's the thing about Ren. I don't understand why she would have an opinion for it. But especially like I had a commenter on my She-Ra video with somebody who did come around to my way of seeing it, and you know they got offended because of my "this girl isn't gonna be invited to a lot of proms" comment about She-Ra. So you know I think I have my 3 good points without like getting into a personal attack on somebody, because I don't want to get into it personally with anybody, but I just don't and I guess, well, because like Ren said, she wasn't super into it anyway, so it's not like a fight she's gonna hang on to. But for me, I'm hanging on to it for Discovery and for Star Wars and for, you know, I'm hanging on to it as part of the whole. This is just another thing that's attaching itself to the nastiness. Minutes Edge says, I actually like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 better than 1. I do too. It's a little slower. It works a little better for me. It's got a little bit more character development and character attachment. But yeah, I like the second one too a lot more. Is there a difference today with remakes compared to something like BSG? I thought Starbucks and BSG honored the original, but people still complain. You know, Battlestar Galactica was so entirely different. And, like, the original was so long ago and such an underground thing, and it was kind of crap, but I love it. But it's kind of crap in a lot of ways, you know, and I am the first one to admit that, yeah, the original Battlestar Galactica has its problems. And the new one, I didn't want to watch it at first, but then I started hearing, like, you know, just like, yeah, but it's a new thing, and it's, yeah, and I think that's an exception. There's always an exception. Kitschy crap. Oh no. A bunch of films have poor third acts these days because they're meaningless CGI eye ache. Yeah, exactly. Even like the Wonder Woman third act wasn't that great, and I was I was pretty on board with Wonder Woman for the most part. Once I started seeing clips of her, like when I first saw her casting, I'm like, she's kind of thin, but then, you know, her personality just lights up the screen and she just wins you over completely. But Salon's had mommy issues in the reboot. Oh no. Except Galactica 1980. I don't really remember much of 1980 though. Galactica 80. Star Trek Discovery is the only Star Trek I hate. Me too. Me too. And I hate that I hate something Star Trek, you know? I like with Enterprise, okay? With something like Enterprise, I could at least say, oh, well, it's just not that good, but at least the 4th season got better. With Discovery, it's just not getting better, and it keeps getting worse and more insulting. And like that last episode, if you guys haven't watched the last episode and don't want the spoiler, just tune me out for a second. But there's a scene where the Admiral is giving this whole speech about after they've ended this Klingon war, and this is what Starfleet is. And Michael Burnham from the viewing audience sort of thing. You've got the Admiral kind of in like a judge place, and then you've got like Mikey Spock in front of her there, from what I remember, going in and interrupting her every 5 seconds. She's talking, bitch. What are you interrupting her for? I don't get it. Not the Enterprise was the worst. Not the Enterprise. Yeah. Refuse to watch the last 2 episodes. Don't. They're kind of terrible. It's because you're a Trekkie. Those new films are for mainstream. Yeah. They're all about action and not exploring. Well, okay. Wrath of Khan, very much an action sort of movie. Well, maybe not actiony. It's very much it's a thinky, dramatic movie. It's a tale of rivalries. It's a tale of relationships and interpersonal connections, and it has some actiony things, and it's got, you know, but when I see something like Wrath of Khan, or even Star Trek 4, which I saw in the theater as a kid, my first Star Trek was Star Trek 4. You can make a movie appeal to a broader audience, something like Star Trek 4. It's still in the spirit of Star Trek, though. The JJ movies don't even feel like Star Trek to me. They feel like they kind of feel like Star Wars in a lot of ways. Star Trek Discovery got so many problems. It does. Discovery feels like a mediocre imitation of Battlestar Galactica with a Star Trek name slapped on it. Yeah, and they tried that with Stargate too, and that's why you will not see Stargate Universe on my shelves behind me, but I have all the rest. Because Stargate plus Battlestar Galactica equals crap. And same thing with Star Trek. Star Trek plus Battlestar Galactica equals crap. I mean, it was just something magical that happened with Battlestar Galactica for me. It was really written in the edit. It was written, with, lines were delivered without lines, You could have so much spoken with just a glance. And that's why I liked the Battlestar Galactica reboot. Now, with something like Discovery, they're so heavy-handed with hints and tricks and like, oh, well, we're going to show this Stamets thing in the mirror. Oh, great. That means we're going to go to the mirror universe. Thanks. We didn't totally see that coming. Oh, you're not the man that I used to know. And he's got a gun behind his back. Stupid Lorca. Thanks. Yeah, we really needed this heavy-handed plot twist thing. But yes, there are 4 lights. JJ check. Blinded by the light. Well, I mean, there's a reason why I don't have a light shining at you guys all the time. Because if I did, it would be fucking annoying. Almost every episode ended with a reflection. Yeah, that's true, too. They did almost all end with a reflection. JJ was overrated. A lot of what he does is recycled. I think JJ is very overrated. I think JJ is a studio notes guy. And when do studio notes work? Tell me one instance of when studio notes actually make something better. I do have one example of when a studio note made something better. And it was from Battlestar Galactica. And it was a Sci-Fi Channel studio note. They said, hey, what happened to this Hilo plot back on Caprica? Ronald D. Moore's like, oh my god, you're absolutely right. We did leave Hilo back on the planet. Let's go back and see what happened to him. That's the one instance I can think of a studio note working. But, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just somebody who actually, listens to commentaries, and I try to pay attention. I try and actually watch what I'm watching. I'm usually not texting when I'm watching things, but, I mean, if it's something I'm just not into, then yeah, I'll whip out my tablet and start playing timelines at the same time. For the most part. Hate to agree, that's why Nemesis was so bad. They screwed up Dwight playing Mud. I think Harry Mudd could have worked with Rainn Wilson. It could have worked, but I don't know. I want lens flare everywhere. I know, right? It scares me is that certain people actually like it. I don't think people actually like it. I think people like the fandom, and they can't admit that they like something bad, because if they admit they like something bad, then it makes them feel like they're less than. Studio notes aren't always bad, just when they are contradictive or not in the interest of the story, but financial or personal agenda. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Star Trek Discovery looks like a mix of other sci-fi shows apart from Star Trek. It does. It does. It looks like Star Wars. It does, with the holograms, and it looks a little like it looks like the Klingork ships look a little too much like they would really fit into Stargate. They're a little, for a show that's super dark, the Klingork ships are really bright, and they've got giant torches everywhere. But yeah. Episode 9, Return of the Lens Flare. Oh. What's the film where a load of bad guys come in spacesuits and shoot people, and there's purple balls of blood floating in the air? I don't remember. Purple balls of blood. Which, I know one of the Trek movies they had the Klingon blood pink or something. Stone Loki says, back to work for me, love the live chat. Well, thank you for being here, Stone Loki. Or is it green balls of blood? Yeah, I think, Star Trek 6. Yeah, I know they had to get a different color of blood for the Klingons because, ratings. Same thing why, Kill Bill went to black and white. Because of the rating. Only Star Trek film, a bit I've seen. Yeah. Pinkish purple. But yeah, and that was just for a rating though. That was that was because it was getting a little too graphic. Funky Chunky Funky Monkey says, oh god, I just thought, what if JJ decides lightsabers are just one giant lens flare? They'll be in every scene. Oh no. Yeah. I see the opening of that film, but I've never seen the full film. 6 is not my favorite Star Trek film. I would say start with the second. Start with Wrath of Khan. 3 kind of 3 is okay. 4 gets better. It's like even number Star Trek films are always usually good, but then 5 has its moments of being kind of goofy and crazy. So 6 is actually pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, there's a lot of people who really like 6. I need to go back and rewatch it. I think I think I when was the last time I watched it? Probably when I was like 11 or 12. So I need to go back and rewatch it for sure. Do you think STD will be done after this season? I think so. I think if ratings and if their streaming service doesn't pick up, then yeah, I think so. I think a lot of the merger is gonna have something to do with it too. I think a lot of shows are just gonna get kind of lost and not picked up because of the whole merger thing. But there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, and this is why I totally check out Midnight's Edge for a lot of the behind the scenes Hollywood stuff. Star Trek 42 is your favorite film. Actually, The Lost Boys is probably my favorite film, but I think Wrath of Khan and Star Trek 4 are probably my favorite Trek films with the original cast. I like Generations. I know, don't hate me. I kind of like Generations. It was fun, and First Contact and Nemesis. I have a soft spot for Nemesis too. Sadly, it looks like the panel at SDCC was packed. Yeah. Yeah, I need to... If we get any trailers out of that, let me know, and I'll do a live reaction or something. Twilight Zone will be cheaper than STD. You know, Twilight Zone, isn't that on, like, everything? Isn't that something you can just watch anytime you want? Is the murder still on course to happen? Tom can probably answer that more than I can. For sure. My favorite Star Trek 4 is the best one in my opinion. Yeah, 4 is really good too. 4 is funny. Like Wrath of Khan, just like there's something about Khan like lately that I've just like, yeah. It's just this past like 6 months definitely that's gotten me more on a Khan kick. But yeah. My favorite Star Trek movie is 1. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's about the biggest and bestest actor in the whole franchise. That's right. I talk about the Enterprise. Well, the first Star Trek film, they did give you all these ship shots, but then they had all these weird like tunnel shots, and it was weird. Hello, Sly Gamer. Howdy do. Welcome. So yeah, we've been if you guys are coming back after not being here for a very long time on the channel, we were kind of switched off onto like Star Wars, Star Trek, pop culture, all the stuff that I blabbed about when I was gaming, without having to game and be annoying and irritating to people who want to see gaming. So yeah, Wrath of Khan is a bomb. It is. Star Trek the slow motion picture, but Wrath of Khan is a close second for me. Yeah, Wrath of Khan's good. One, it was so slow. Well, the first one was very slow. The first Star Trek movie is very slow. It's like they and I'm pretty sure this is intentional, that they saw 2001 and they're like, hey, this is a slow epic sci-fi sort of thing. Yeah, but you're not Stanley Kubrick. You can't pull that off. You don't have the visuals and you don't have the you're not Stanley Kubrick. You can't pull off that. So that's why Star Trek 1 doesn't work for me as well. The first Star Trek film was made not long after Close Encounters. Yes. Oh, that too. Close Encounters as well. Watching Star Trek Voyager at the moment. I have a soft spot for Voyager. I do. How you doing? We're doing good. So we were talking about She-Ra, the She-Ra reboot. We were talking about the James Gunn stuff a little bit. We were talking a little bit about the Clone Wars. So that's coming back. One was weird, but let's be honest, compared to the shows, the movies all suck. I'll take the shows over the movies any day for sure, but it was hurting the canon. 6 was too political. 5 was Shatnered, and 4 was a hippie movie. 4 was kind of a hippie movie, but it had some funny stuff. I mean, you had Scotty with the mouse. You had I don't think my mouse can reach. You had Spock doing too much LDS in the 60s. You had Kirk. Oh, that's another thing. Seraph actually brought this up to me a couple days ago. The next time I get into it about somebody about the swearing in Discovery, I would like to point out that in Kirk's time, just a few years later, he acted like swearing wasn't a thing. This is why he didn't know how to swear. This is why he's like, yeah, and double dumbass on you. Because swearing isn't that big of a thing in the future. So when Tilly just drops an F-bomb out of nowhere, it kind of makes the show stop and fall flat on its ass. But, you know. But yeah, that's a whole other rant for another day about Star Trek Discovery, I think. What's the one where they time travel for? They went back to the 80s in San Francisco to get a whale. Janeway's the bomb, blows Michael out of the nearest airlock. I wish. Yeah, and that's another thing with Discovery. It's like, okay, well, that whole spore drive would have been nice. Janeway probably would have plugged herself into it. You know, yeah, sure they wrapped up the whole, oh, well, Starfleet says we can't use the spore drive because you need humans to pilot it. Yeah, and why is Starfleet against that all of a sudden? But they approved fucking genocide of the Klingon homeworld. What is wrong with you, Star Trek? Are you that contradictory? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Colorful metaphors. How did First Contact hurt the canon? Because that's another one where they went back in time, too. I kind of wish they would remake Event Horizon within the Star Trek universe. We have all the recipes now. A big-looking ship, dimension-breaching spore drive with side effects. You know? They could do that. I mean, didn't they kind of do that on a Doctor Who episode? Not, like, maybe 10, 15 years ago? I've seen the scene where they're invisible as ship and Bones cures a woman's cancer or something. Yeah. Yeah, where the ship is, like, parked in Golden Gate Park. I need to rewatch that. That might be a thing to do tonight. I think I might rewatch Star Trek 4. That's such good. That was such a good movie. Which Doctor Who episode? I want to say it was the one, I think it's called 42. Is what it reminded me of. It was Event Horizon quite a bit. But they basically opened up hell. They were mining into hell or something. It was kind of cool. I think it was called 42. It was a David Tennant episode of Doctor Who. They did. It was a Klingon bird of prey. Patak. Yeah, they parked the ship. Did I say the Enterprise? I hope I didn't say the Enterprise. I know it was a bird of prey. I'm not that dumb sometimes. The Doctor Who episode was part Event Horizon and part Sunshine. See, that was what I was thinking too. It kind of reminded me of Event Horizon. The sun is an alien killing them all. Okay. This just in, conversation asshole Mike Cernovich was responsible for the Gunn situation. Oh no. Oh no. Conservative asshole. Why did I read that as a conversation? Conservative asshole. Mike Chernovich. Oh, Lord. Yeah. See, I need to go through and actually read and watch that. This is why we watch Midnight's Edge, because they do the research and they will have the full story and they will not have, like, such a spin on it. And here I just kind of fly off the handle and react and stuff. I just kind of put that as clickbait anyway. In real time. Oh god. Eyes in the dark. What are you talking about? TNG had an episode that was similar creepy. I don't know which one, but I found the disabled Miranda class and almost everyone killed each other. It was creepy. Yeah, they did. Which episode was that? That was Midnight's Edge when you need them. They're here. Oh, over his Trump tweets. Yeah. You know, okay, I'll say this too. If you are somebody in the political or in the entertainment industry, you always kill your career very quickly by jumping on one political candidate or another. Now, I don't want to piss off half of the viewers or even, 10% of the viewers. So I try not to get political. And I think that's the best course of action. Anytime you guys get super political on your Twitter, like celebrities, I mean, I tune you out. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I want to know, like, if I follow somebody on Twitter who's a celebrity, I want to know the thing that they're famous for. You know, if I were to follow James Gunn on Twitter, it would be because I'm a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan, which I'm not a huge fan, and I don't follow him on Twitter. But if I were, you know, I don't really care about his political stuff. And a lot of the time, I will unfollow somebody if they get too political for me, if they're an entertainer, and that's just my personal preference. So I will follow politicians. I mean, I guess the exception to that rule is Seth MacFarlane, but he's kind of like so intelligent that he can that he has the brain power to make a good, logical, reasonable argument. So I really like him. Oh, based off Naked Time, you mean Naked Now? Yeah, the Naked Now. Yes, duh, that was like first season. Wesley Crusher's like, cool. Like I'm drunk. I remember that one. The episode was Night Terrors, Eyes in the Dark, or the Moon Circles. Are you talking about the episode where Troy couldn't dream? That was like the first episode of season 2? It's been a while since I've seen all of Next Generation. I need to go back and rewatch. Do you think a Quantum Leap movie will be made? Oh, that would be interesting. I don't think so. I don't think they'll do it. Because the guys are getting so old. I mean, well, with the original cast or with new people? I think they we'll probably get some Blumhouse level remake of Quantum Leap if we do get one. Yeah, because Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell are not. Yes, he was talking to one of the Pizzagate guys. He was one of the Pizzagate guys. Oh God, everything's gate too. Watergate was a hotel. Oh Lord. Timing of the Gunn revelations is entirely too coincidental with the recent Star Wars appeasement attempts. Yes, he should go for those, but I think he was thrown under the bus by Disney. Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's some people who really should be fired for some of the things they've said, like the Chuck Wendigs and the Ryan Johnsons and whichever the Kasdan that's the son, he should probably be fired from Disney, but actually I think both Night Terrors and Naked Time had Miranda class. Poor Miranda, all the crazy shit went down on them. Yeah, that's definitely something you kind of, if somebody's handing you a starship, you know, if you're a commander just getting your captain's stripes or your pips, and they're like, here's your new ship, you have this brand new Miranda class, like, wouldn't you be like, oh, all the crazy stuff happened on those? But then again, you know, you had the old Constitution Defiant that got, you know, pretty much the same deal in TOS, which pisses me off because Discovery, like, now Starfleet knows about that and is just gonna let it happen. So you're gonna let everybody on the Defiant die now. Here, I need to not. I need a helmet. I need a metal helmet myself. And don't need to keep politics here as long as we have Trump in the USA. And the AFD in my homeland leads to nowhere. So yeah, I'm just gonna pack up and move to the UK. At least I speak the language. Bring Quentin Tarantino to make Star Wars. You know, if he were allowed to write it, maybe, but I don't think he would be allowed to write it. You know, I still say bring Seth MacFarlane in for Star Wars. I think he would be respectful of the source material, and I think he would use restraint with like dick jokes and things, because he knows who the audience for like Star Wars is, or Star Trek, either or. But you know, but yeah, for like Star Wars, I would like to see a Seth MacFarlane trilogy. He needs to say Star Trek first. He already is with the Orville. Like, come on, the Orville is more Trek than Star Trek is anymore. Could he do drama straight? Yes, I think he can. Just look at About a Girl, one of the best Orville episodes. I think he could do drama. I think he can do high levels of intelligent commentary. I think he's a lot smarter than people give him credit for. Trey Parker as well. Bring in Trey and Matt from South Park. I think with restraint they could really do something amazing, because Trey Parker is like, he's one of those he's a musical genius, because that's what his background is music. He went to college for music, so he has like the musical formulas and musical theater background, and he has that knowledge of storytelling and development and ways to sprinkle in commentary without hitting you on the head with it too much. and still entertaining you. So if they do want agendas and things, sadly, I think Trey Parker's agendas might not match up with so much of the Disney agendas. But, you know, you bring in somebody like that to save some of these franchises, and I would probably be on board with it quite a bit. But before the Orville, I would have said you're crazy, but I think you're onto something. Yeah, I mean, just look at it. Like, even Family Guy has its moments of brilliance. You know, and I stopped buying the DVDs after a while, but yeah, I stopped watching after a while, but yeah, Family Guy even has its moments of brilliance. American Dad, and you know, Seth MacFarlane does have the humor. He has the raunchy humor, but he also has like a lot of intelligence. So, now the Orville is godlike sci-fi comedy. It's good. It is. Yeah. I'm only expecting a couple of seasons of Orville. If we get longer, then I'll be shocked. I don't think it'll go more than 4. I'm kind of, if I were gambling, I'd probably say it'll last about 2 seasons. But, you know, I don't think Discovery's going to last more than 2 seasons, too. I love that the Orville is comedy, but not parody. Yes. It also has some good TNG serious dramatic beats. Yeah, exactly. It's not a parody. It's not exactly Galaxy Quest in space, but it kind of is. Or Galaxy Quest, the TV series, rather, because Galaxy Quest was already in space. The Orville is a spiritual successor to Star Trek. Yes. Yeah, and anytime you have a show like that can kind of do... And this is like where Firefly came in and was so good, because it took a lot of the elements of science fiction from the 90s that we really loved, and it made its own show. Sadly, Fox really screwed it by airing it out of order and changing the time slots and just being complete crap about it. But, you know, and I'm really scared that they're going to do that with the Orville, too. I'm scared that the Orville would be too much to produce. But, yeah. Hello, Aster. Welcome. Comedy is always a brother of tragedy. Yeah, and I think that's why... That's one of the things that Marvel does so well is... They can bring in something. They can give you the feels, like with Spider-Man. And if anybody hasn't seen Infinity War, I won't say anything more than that. But the Spider-Man stuff in that, like they can get you, but then they can also give you a joke here and there, and they can also because people do that in real life. People will throw in some inappropriate joke at an inappropriate time sometimes. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with going to a movie to be entertained. You know, I don't want to be preached to. I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be I don't want a miserable experience. And this is why like Solo failed so much for me, because it was just boring. Does anyone else think James Gunn would be asking for spare change? No, he's probably loaded. Between you and Doomcock, I was going on about the Orville. I owe it to myself to check it out. Absolutely. It's very good. It's well, even Midnight's Edge has gone on about it, and pretty much anybody who's anybody on YouTube whose opinion counts likes the Orville. And yeah, it's very it has its jokes. You have Seth MacFarlane calling people dicks. You know, he'll be like, "Hey, but you've been a dick all day, so yeah, lighten up." And so it's not exactly like dick jokes. And you've got your comic relief characters, but you also have an ensemble cast. You have a group of people who kind of need each other in this workplace environment, which is a complete contrast to Discovery, where the only person on that ship who can do anything is Michael fucking Burnham. That pisses me off so much. There's so many things wrong with Star Trek Discovery. Oh yeah, like episode 9 is just where that one really gets me. 8 and 9, man. James Gunn, I kind of feel sad for him. Man, what an asshole. Totally deserved that. I don't know. So, what's your beef with me? I mean, Supernatural fans. Who, me? I've actually never seen Supernatural. I don't know. Just noticed the camera's now widescreen. Yeah, well, this is actually a new camera, too. I've been trying my best to get the color balance the way it was, because I had a very Technicolor sort of setup. And I want the collar to pop, and I want my face, apparently the way it was, my chin faded into my neck so you couldn't see it. But hopefully it's better now. Hopefully it's better than it was on my She-Ra, or my, Star Fury, Teen Titans video. Should I just know his widescreen too? Yeah, it's something I could have just set up in the other camera. So this is my old camera, the little Logitech. It's actually not too bad. The new one is an HP that I stole from somebody. From Seraph. Yes, your donations at work. That was Seraph's camera, though, because he used to do anime reactions. So, since he stopped doing anime reactions on his channel, I'm like, I will give you my... Because I actually had 2 of these. So, I gave him my other one. So, he has a camera for when he does the Dungeons & Dragons on Skype or on Google Hangouts with his friends. Robin, I have faces for radio, so we don't want to scare the children. I almost missed the stream. Hello, John Hyros. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't mind putting my face on camera now, but when I first started YouTube, I did not. So, and that was like an old channel. Look great on camera, so don't worry about it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, then you've got Doomcock who just wants to hide his true identity from people. He could be Mike Judge for all we know, but I think his Beavis is just a little off, so I don't think he might. I don't think he is, but... The neon field thing? Oh no. Yeah, hopefully the color balance is good. I think it's a little brighter than, like I'm looking at my shirt on camera and I'm looking at it on real life. It's a little more muted in real life. It's a little more dusty. Doomcock is Shatner. I think Doomcock's younger than Shatner. Isn't like Shatner 80? I don't think Doomcock's 80. Best practice for a supervillain. Well, yeah, you don't want people coming and finding out where you are, you know. So radiant. It's definitely a the Technicolor. I think I oversaturated the colors so you can see like the undies on Powdered Toast Man. Oh, holy crap, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Hell, Romana, too. Doctor Who, Lala Ward. I did watch the old Doctor Who. I did. I just watched the, what was it, the 5 Doctors last year in the theater with riff tracks. Doomcock is so sad Shatner blocked him on Twitter. Yeah. Primary color is too red and blue. Yeah, they're a little too red, but my hair actually is this red in real life, though. Almost. It's a little too neon. But I kind of like it. It kind of pops, you know, like Dayglow. If you guys are from the 80s, you remember Dayglow. And that was such a huge trend, too. You would have, like, hot pink and lime green everywhere. It was amazing. Isn't Doomcock like 189 or something? Yeah, something like 160. I can't do the math in my head. He's like 160. Yes, we are neon. I remember it being called Dayglow. I think I have a picture of me in like lime green pants and a top, but I remember I used to wear like I used to wear spandex sort of pants with a hot pink stripe down the side and a skirt on top of them. My lord has eternal life. I've never seen the Romania regeneration in Doctor Who. See, I think I might have seen it back in the 80s. Monetize Overlord DVD worked, so maybe Shatner unblocked Doomcock might work. Oh, maybe. Maybe. I was in the UK in the 80s. Oh, man. So you probably would have seen it. Or should have seen it. Now I'm scrolling back in the chat. So yeah, when I went to the UK, it was like 2014. So and I was only there for 2 weeks. Doomcock throws pianos on people. He thinks it's funny. We have 2018. Use a car. Actually, that is funny to drop a piano on somebody, though. That is such a... Or drop an anvil on their head. That is such a cartoon thing. We need to make that happen. Get him the time machine so he can go back in time and just drop an anvil on the guy's head. Disney funded a film called Powder, made by a convicted pedophile. They fire Gunn for making pedo jokes. Unreal. I do kind of remember Powder. I think I saw that way back when. Oh, the Romania regen was in the 70s. Oh, was it? That's true. That was in the 70s. Well, they are airing all the old classic Who on Twitch. So, if you guys do have Twitch, you don't... Like, it's probably one of those things where they throw you a commercial every, like, 10 minutes, though, so you pay them the $5 sort of, the $5 subscription fee. That's his problem. Toon killed his brother. Trapped a piano on his head. Yeah, did you guys... So, for anybody of age, did you guys ever remember trying to freeze frame on VHS Roger Rabbit when you first heard about the whole thing? Because I remember finding it on Laserdisc for that purpose, for that reason, to try and do the freeze frame of the one shot. See, Tom knows what I'm talking about. Yes. So for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, there's one scene where with Jessica Rabbit where they're like in the car and she spins around and her legs fly open and they did not animate panties on her initially, and that was hilarious. I remember I did it, and I think I just didn't have a good enough VHS player, but I think I did try and find that on Laserdisc, or I had it on Laserdisc. Romana didn't regenerate, she changed bodies. And they fixed it, unfortunately. Yeah, and didn't they also fix the penis castle for Little Mermaid? TCK to a random guy, don't look at me, bro, or I throw my old computer at you. Oh, that's not even threatening, it's from 1945. Yeah. Well, the computers in the 60s would fill rooms. Like, that was back... Have you guys seen some of the old NASA footage of, like, the little ladies who were there programming that thing, and they had to, like... They were, like, the ones on the circuit boards with the like, making like, the processors. And they were huge. Oh, my God. Can't have been worse than the Klingork boobs. The Klingork boobs, huh? Dude, do I even have that? I probably don't even have that pulled up anymore. No, I don't. I was gonna pull it up and scare you guys. Like I did when we had Doomcock play Jackbox that time. And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna hide the room code, and I pull up the Klingork picture. I'm like, okay, don't look at the screen, it will melt your eyes. And it was the Klingork boob screen. Or picture. And of course there's tribbles on her nipples, because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube for nudity. So there you go. Even though it's alien stuff and it's makeup. You ever try to see The Naked Woman and the Rescuers? I did not. I don't think I watched The Rescuers. Those little ladies brought us to the moon. I know. There was up until the first DVD release in The Rescuers, but they recalled it and fixed that too. Yes, but we had duck tits in Howard the Duck, and they never fixed that. But I guess that wasn't quite a kid's movie. I mean, it was, but it really wasn't. Why don't they get monuments and shit? Oh, the little ladies who programmed the computers for NASA. Yeah, well, I mean, you had some of them, like the Hidden Figures movie. I still need to see that. I'm kind of one of the things I got really into for a while was like NASA, 1960s NASA stuff. Dang, I didn't know she was streaming. Did I miss the Gunn conversation? Just a bit. Yeah, we were just basically talking about, my personal feeling is, keep your political stuff to yourself, and I don't know. Yeah, we did talk a little bit about the Gunn stuff. But, apparently, what was it? Somebody had set it all up. I need to scroll back in the chat. I'm sure Tom can fill you guys in on it. I'm sure they'll have a video on it, too. There's a Playboy pinup in The Rescuers, in the window of The Rescuers. Wow. George Lucas's best movie, Howard the Duck. Howard was Universal Lucasfilm. Disney may change that. Oh, yes, don't give them ideas. Oh, you think they would go in and censor out the duck boobs? See, that's what I worry about, like, with a Walmart streaming service, is, like, are they going to censor out everything like they did with CDs? Because, like, if you guys remember buying CDs in 1990 from Walmart, you would be like, okay, well, this says, this has been edited. They take the swears out, so I'm just gonna go buy this somewhere else. Even though it was, like, $1 cheaper at Walmart. Fortunately, we'll probably taking tonight or in the next live show. That works. Yeah, I don't like the precedent it sets for a guy to get fired for things he said years ago without proof he actually did anything awful yet. I agree to that, sure. Because it does suck, but we are kind of in the day and age where we really have to say, like, kind of be a little more thoughtful with what we say. And I think a lot of stuff kind of gets taken out of context. And I think a lot of stuff gets, especially on Twitter, people will not see any intent or sarcasm or, but, you know. I'm not singing the DuckTales music with duck tits. See, now I think you are, though. Now I'm like 100% sure you are. Walmart, I think we're okay because they had no issue carrying unrated versions of movies. Yeah, that is true. That is true. You know, all until some parent complains to Walmart, because that's all it'll take. And I think that's why they started censoring CDs. Well, plus CDs were the thing that people were going after then. If you guys remember the whole PMRC music scandal, and that was the music was kind of the thing, and even before then it was like Dungeons and Dragons was getting attacked for being satanic, and you know, music was getting attacked for being satanic, and music was then getting attacked for being, you know, oppressive to women, you know, with rap lyrics. And so it's always something. It is always something. Now it's video games, and so yeah. Remember, you can show all the blood you got and guts you want, but no foul language or boobs. Those are no-nos. Mm-hmm. We've become way too touchy today. Exactly. Everybody is so offended by everything, and this is why I love Cobra Kai so much. You can take somebody like Johnny Lawrence, who will go and call these snowflakes a pussy to their face, and you can set him up in like the same way you set up an Archie Bunker character, where they have their politically incorrect statements, but you also strengthen the characters that they're quote unquote insulting by making them, you know, like every kid in Cobra Kai, they are a diversity cornucopia. You've got every color, every gender, every ism, every disorder, like, sort of represented in Cobra Kai. And these kids can overcome that. They can take a little verbal criticism from somebody, and they'll be like, yeah, and you know, I'm going to be a stronger person because I take that. And I love that message so much. You have no idea how much I love that message. That, yeah, in this day and age, you kind of need to get over yourself a little bit. And you're going to deal with people who disagree with you. You're going to deal with people who aren't politically correct. Get the fuck over it and just own who you are and stand up for yourself. God damn it. But, you know. Do you think movies have become too politically correct? Yes. 1000% yes. all the yeses. What is that you say? Your movie has thousands of people die? No problem. PG-13. What is this? A comedy with raunchy humor and boobs? NC-17. Cut it down. And, God, remember in my day, Airplane had boobs. Spaceballs had an F-bomb. You know, you used to be able to do those things. Like, Airplane had the gladiator jokes, you know? Have you ever seen a grown man naked? You could never do that today. You can never do Blazing Saddles today. And these movies are still loved and revered. And, like, a lot of the... and what's sad is I'm seeing people... there's a YouTuber I do watch who reviewed Bill Murray movies, having never seen them before. And this person just didn't get his humor. They didn't get the spirit of the Bill Murray era of humor. They thought, oh, this person, he's kind of sexist. And, of course, this person also thumbs up every white people suck thing on Twitter, so I know I'm not going to say who they are or even their gender. So that's a perfect example of pedophile humor that's considered classic now. Yeah, or... People are so offended by things. And yes, in real life, if you saw somebody creeping on a kid, yeah, you'd probably punch them in the face and make sure that they didn't. Because as human beings, we are genetically engineered to protect something we feel is cute or weak, or, you know, this is why people like me jump all over, you know, don't you touch that cat or I will kill you, you know, don't you hurt my cat. And that's how people are, and that's how mothers are with their children, and we're kind of genetically disposed to to protect things like that. So yes, in real life, in a real circumstance, yeah, but I think everybody's kind of dealt with creepy circumstances like that. A lot of people have dealt with creepy circumstances like that, and having something that can poke humor at it helps. It definitely alleviates the situation. Like, I know I've had people who come up way too close to me, and if I can see something like that in Airplane, it's funny, it's comedy, and people don't understand comedy nowadays. Even stuff. I had somebody a few years back show me some cartoon that I can't remember what it was. It was just like all gray, boring colors and just randomness. It's just random humor with nothing. There was no comedy principles. There was nothing like a callback. There was nothing like, yeah, they didn't even throw a triple in there for any effect. They just had randomness for the sake of randomness, and that's not funny to me. You kind of can work within the context of kind of traditional comedy routines and bits, and a good comedian can do that, and a bad comedian cannot, and will just throw a bunch of random stuff, and I can just stare at them and be like, yep, this is not funny, this is supposed to be a comedy, why am I not laughing? But, you know. What I don't get is why Facebook is so sensitive of women boobs. Twitter is everywhere and we get actual porn. Yeah. Well, Twitter you have to be 18 also. So, yeah, I see actual boobs and stuff from like cam girls and actual, yeah, I see that all the time on my Twitter feed too. In the 1980s, it was not a big deal that all the women in horror movies were playing underage girls too. Well, Freddy Krueger, like they kind of played it down a bit, but he was supposed to be a child molester and a child murderer, and they kind of brought it back a little bit here and there in some of the later sequels, but yeah. And they make him into the monster that he is. But he's also kind of an anti-hero because so many kids who were watching those movies in the 80s, because we did that, we were cheering for Freddy because he was great. So yeah, I mean, I see us in the 80s watching Freddy Krueger movies, just like the kids today getting online and playing Call of Duty or playing Friday the 13th on mic. You know, I don't see it any differently. And you know, as much as I hate being in game with a squeaker, I can see where it's coming from. You prefer British humor or American humor? British, for sure. Absolutely. And then I like a lot of the classic parody stuff too, but yeah, you will get me laughing far more on a British show than an American show. For sure. I mean, the fact that the TNA was technically supposed to be underage women. Oh, that's true. A lot of them were. I think on like Friday the 13th and stuff, a lot of it was they didn't say the ages so much. You just kind of assumed. So, but yeah, a lot of it were kind of supposed to be underage girls, and I mean, I could use something like Pretty Baby as an example, where you had actual 12-year-old Brooke Shields actually naked in there, and there was consent and there was context, and it was to show how the life of growing up in a brothel was not a good one. And I think having nudity in that context for an underage girl is actually just fine, because, you know, I'm not sexualizing her, I'm sympathizing with her. But, you know, January 16 is the average. Yeah, and a lot of the girls, like in the slasher movies, of course, are technically underage girls naked, and they're technically high school girls. And I think we see a lot of that in gaming now, where with like the visual novels, they're, you know, once they get translated. So for people who aren't familiar with visual novels in gaming, they're basically these kind of choose your own adventure story video games, where it's a lot of just reading and a couple of choices, and you can get different story arcs. You usually end up dating somebody, and that's the person that you see all the sex scenes from. And in Japan, the age of consent is different than the age of consent in America. So when they translate the games for American audiences, a lot of times they'll just say, yes, she's 18. In Japan, she's usually 14, because that's the culture. I mean, it's different, and I'm not going to say one judgment or another on that. But it's a different, it's kind of a different case. And because of the American audiences jumping down the throat of anybody who even remotely takes a stance that could remotely be considered pro-pedophilia, they will jump all over somebody if you don't say, no, this is an 18-year-old, she is 18, yes, she's in high school, but she's 18, she's a first year. That doesn't matter. It's her first year in high school. Doesn't matter. She's 18. Uh-oh, STD is trending on Twitter. The preview's up. Do you like Ashens or Barshans? What are Ashens or Barshans? Remind me of the context. STD can rot in hell. Yes. Please remind me of the context. Sometimes I'll hear something and I will. I've been ranting about Star Trek for a while, so if it's something that's kind of out of the blue, I might not. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up this thing too on my screen, on my other screen. As a YouTuber, the Brown Couch Reviewer of Tat. Oh, I've never heard of him. Like, I did try and put all of the YouTubers that I do watch on here. Oh no. Yeah, it looks like I have to. Oh, both browsers do that. Happy Saturday morning, guys. Yes, beep boop hello. Let me see. Let's see if it's up. He's really funny and has a movie out. Okay. Yeah, I think the reviewers that I watch who have movies are like Stoned Gremlin Productions. I've watched him. So the Channel Awesome family of people I have watched some of, but no, I don't think I've heard of him. What are the ones I watch? I watch like all the High Council channels. I watch the Midnight's Edge channels. I watch Doomcock. If he releases a video, that's like that takes priority. Like I will stop a stream to watch a Doomcock video, but that's just yeah. So all right, Star Trek Discovery. Oh, I don't want to look this up. Discovery. Yes. Who wouldn't? Barshans is Stuart Ashens, and Bud's doing ridiculous game show bits. Ooh, that might be cool. I might have to watch that. I did go. Oh boy. Do we want to try and watch this live? Do you think this will get blocked for copyright? 280 views 20 minutes ago. Oh Lord. Well, I can probably edit that out if this gets copyright. Let me see if I can pull it up on my display capture here. Maybe in a small enough window and maybe like fiddle with it. All right, here it is. I'm gonna see what I can do here. Bear with me while I shrink down my screen here for just this, and we're gonna try and flip the image too. And you won't be sound. There won't be any audio. Alright. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. Oh, I gotta do a button here too. Alright. Actually, no, I did the wrong thing. Never mind. I did the absolute wrong thing. I was grabbing the wrong one. Alright. We'll put that back. Don't do this to yourself. It'll get flagged. They don't let anything fly. Fair use or not. Yeah, well, okay, well, I'll just watch it and I'll tell you guys what's happening. How about that? I'll lower it so you guys can't hear it. Oh, shut up. Somebody says we can always look to the stars. Is that closed captioning? Yeah, we have always looked to the stars. Don't spread in theaters. I saw a shot of Anson Mount as Pike. He looks like the guy from Continues, Vic. I can't pronounce his name. That's who he looks like, though, as Pike. So, why am I torturing myself? Because I do it for you, so you don't have to. Yeah, Vic. I can't pronounce his name, but I know. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. He's a good guy, so we like him. We love Star Trek Continues on our channel. We love Star Trek Continues. All right. Oh, fuck you, Michael Burnham. 15 seconds in. Man, and I knew it was her doing the voiceover, too. Don't do it, Doomcock's head will explode if he knew. I know. Hidden there is a message. The secret maid. Oh, she's in trouble. Mikey Spock's in trouble. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Mikey Spock's in trouble. She's not happy. I think it's Mikey Spock. I wanted to share her distress with everybody. It's a hidden secret made of space and time. Visible only to those open enough to receive it. Captain Christopher Pike of the Disco. Well, we know that Trek Yards is going to do a trailer breakdown. Alright, so. They're actually showing the ships next to each other, even though that's not the fucking Enterprise, but okay. Okay, did they take the lighting direction from the Titans preview? It looks the same. It looks like, yeah. Captain Pike's requesting permission to come aboard. Who are they asking for? Who's our captain? It doesn't say. Okay, so this is random communications officer man who's saying Christopher Pike wants on board. Saru is standing up and looking all stern. He's beaming over. Okay, Captain Pike's beaming over with some girl. Okay, so he has a different outfit. Here we go. Let me pull that up for you guys. So this is what Anson Mount looks like. I don't want to like give you guys like the whole trailer because because CBS will ding ya. Oh no. This way to get into a cold stream is to jump right in. What are you doing? Why does Discovery's warp effect look so wrong? Because Discovery sucks. I want to invent warp drive just so I can slingshot around the sun to go back in time and to stop Discovery from being made. Yes. Star Trek Discovery, destroying canon one season at a time. Unusually animated. The case of Spock. Oh, fuck. I'm here to take command under Discovery. Oh, okay. Pike's gonna take command. Good. Blow fucking Mikey Spock out of a goddamn airlock. Please. Please. So Captain Pike's gonna take command. Good. Are we gonna blow her under an airlock? Or blow her out the airlock? Yeah, he's using Directive 19, looks like. Your directive is only instituted when an evident threat is detected, they're saying. Ooh, so nothing's happening. Federation censors picked up 7 red bursts, probably. What is he saying? I can't understand it. I've got the subtitles on. Sorry, I had to go fap to pictures of the Enterprise. It calms my nerve. Am I a pervert? The real one? Yeah. Florida and Airlock, just drop her off in the Starlock pit. Best possible ending. That's the wrong franchise. Don't you know the difference? No. Just kidding. I had to fap to the pictures of the Enterprise. Oh boy. Okay, so there's something spread across 30,000 light years. These mysterious signals are beyond anything we understand. Hey, Mrs. T's back. Here, look at this. Mrs. T's back. I don't know her name, but they call her Mrs. T over on Midnight's Edge. Looks like Anti-Trekker's live, too. You guys should probably subscribe to Anti-Trekker. He's pretty good. Is it a greeting? Or a delector? Oh, fuck me. No, fuck you. Don't you do that. Don't. I just got a real Babylon 5, like they're walking over my corpse or walking over my grave sort of feeling when he said, we don't know if it's a threat or not. Oh, no, you're not going to steal the Minbari War thing, are you? Oh, fuck you if you're going to steal the Minbari War thing. Here we go. Let me show you. So we got Kayla back. I know that because I reviewed the episodes. I know her name's Kayla. Nobody knows that. Sorry, it was that Anti-Trekker stream. No worries. That's what I said. Like, you guys should totally subscribe to Anti-Trekker as well. He's really good. I enjoy him quite a bit. Do they steal from another franchise? Yeah. Yes, the gun ports are open. As a sign of respect, the gun ports are open, you assholes. So they can warp, and there's some spaceshipy things. Wait, we got Mikey Spock there, and some people. Mikey Spock and some people. I'm pushing to have him now on the High Council after Patch. Oh, for anti-tracker, yeah, anti-tracker should go on. I did actually get a message from Jeremy, so I don't know if I would be on the High Council or just like a regular guest or something. That's something like to work out the details for. I will probably, I would be happy to. I would be happy to be on Geeks and Gamers for a stream or something. Yes. I'm gonna throw up. I know. I think I cringed so hard myself. I had to watch the STD trailer. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But we do this so you don't have to, guys. Remember that. And there's music. So they're fighting in a giant chicken nugget turd fucking thing. So Pike is commanding Discovery. You know, because that actually happened in Trek lore. Anti-Trekker did an amazing vid showing how KK thinks Spaceballs must be a part of Star Wars. Yeah, Anti-Trekker is good. You guys should totally subscribe to him. I don't really like him bashing Trek Yards so much. Every time I go pop into his streams, he says something bad about Trek Yards, and I'm like, I'm just gonna back off. But no, he's a good guy. We like him. Is Discovery trying to copy the Orville? Well, look at this. I did nothing to this shot. And this is just how the fucking show looks anymore. And yeah, it's recommending these crazy people, the drunk girl and her boyfriend, to me. Because apparently that's what I watch. Oh, Lord. So, yeah, I mean, just a bunch of shit on screen. Or the other shit on screen. Discover. Yeah, we're not discovering jack shit. We're discovering a bunch of space turds. I'm just clicking through. Alright, I don't want to get copyrighted, so... If anything happens, I'll let you guys know. See, this looks like Turds in Space. Turds in Space, the TV show. Oh my god, the trailers made Rob use an emoji. He never uses emojis. Oh no. Rob, no. And her poor Doomcock has been sad today. This will really piss him off. Well, we knew it was gonna be bad. Okay, so they're flying through space and asteroids. Why is Mikey Spock pilot anything? When she learn how to be a pilot? Isn't she a xenoanthropologist or some dumb shit? Oh, so they got Mikey Spock flying some fucking thing with that fucking expression. Oh my god, I hate Mikey Spock so much. Why does she not have human expressions? Why does this woman not know how to act? She does not have human expressions. I'm mad. Oh boy. Plank is gonna be on the Enterprise. I warned Doomcock 4 years ago. Burnham is a Mary Sue. She is. Star Trek Discovery's initials are sexually transmitted disease. STD trying to learn from the Orville is like Ebola trying to learn from medical science. I'm gonna have to update my stream here. We're gonna have to update this. She-Ra, James Gunn, STD trailer reaction. Trailer, James Gunn, She-Ra, and more. Oh, fuck, man. She's the bestest xenoanthropologist, pilot, security officer, scientist ever. Don't you know that? And Mikey Spock is, of course, going to have to say Spock. Hello, Kigor. I don't know how to say your name. Kigo Rogers. Kigo Rogers. I downloaded the trailer. Me too. I'm gonna do that too. Oh, so okay. The girls have a little bit of comic relief here. You got Kayla and Mrs. T doing the yeah. We're piloting the ship too. Tilly! My girlfriend's back. Alright, we got to show off Tilly. Alright, where's Miss Tilly? I gotta learn how to use the arrow keys. So Tilly's back. Stamets is back. Why is Stamets back? They don't have the warp drive. He's a mushroom scientist. Why is Stamets back? They don't have the fucking spore drive for him to... That's his whole area of expertise. He is a mushroom scientist. He is a... What is the name of it? He is a mitochondrial sporicide, whatever, eugenicist. I don't know what his title is. Why is he back? I mean, I don't mind him. I like Stamets, but... At least my girlfriend's back. Is this the lead into season 2? Yes. He's a shroom head. And they still have that stupid android not doing a goddamn thing. But at least Tilly's back. The power of mass. Okay, so Tilly does something sciencey. Oh. We have someone in common. My foster brother, Mr. Spock. It's supposed to say Mr. Spock. It's their auto-generated. Oh, Mr. Spock. So he took his leave. So Spock's not even on. Is that a thing? Just okay. I'm gonna have to ask Doomcock or somebody who actually has like an encyclopedic knowledge of the original series. Is Spock? It's not Spiner. It's a bad auto-generated closed caption. Was Spock not on the Enterprise at this time? Sarah, you can probably look this up too. Oh, fuck you! This doesn't happen! They're gonna save the Spock reveal for the end. And yes, Spock serves at this time. Well, yeah, he's on the Enterprise, though. Star Trek Discovery 2, The Search for Spock. Yeah, he's on the Enterprise. He's linked to... Okay, so they're saying he's linked to these signals and he needs help. Yeah, let me full screen it. So he's linked to these signals and he needs help. Oh, boy. Okay, so he's off on a mission? Yeah, it looks like he's off on a mission or something. And she's gotta go fucking say... Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Alright, collision course of the pulse. Oh, Lord. This clearly has something to do with the JJ verse. What is Discovery in the timeline? I haven't watched the show. Okay, Discovery is in... it takes place 10 years before... TOS. It takes place during the Cage, when Christopher Pike is the captain of the Enterprise. Number 1 is Majel Barrett, and Spock is a science officer. So, what's with the BSG launch tubes? Yes, yeah, more force powers. Oh, so Tig Notaro's some lesbian captain or something. So Tig Notaro. Who cares? She's boring. She's not my taste in comedy, but whatever. Alright, so some of these people look okay. Hey, we got a mini skirt. Some of these people look okay. Some of these people do not fit whatsoever. A couple of these people look okay. Who's that guy? Yeah, that's Tig Notaro. Andromeda. Oh, Lord. So, we got a mini skirt, at least. And this is Pike. I mean, he looks a little bit more like Kirk, but we'll forgive it. Yeah, but yeah, she's wearing a mini skirt with pants, it looks like. Or those are boots? I don't know. So a couple of them look okay, and at least Burnham's not front and center. And I know, lens flare. I did nothing to the shot, it just looks like that. Hey, explosion. Really? So did you guys ever play in those like hamster tube things? They fold up and they fold up into nothing, and they're like a tube with like a spring on the inside, and they have them for cats too. My cat has one. So apparently they have a human-sized one that they're crawling through. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a scene by scene. Maybe I'll snip this out. Yes, stay angry. Yes, stay angry, my friends. New outfits look uncomfortable. Like season 1 TNG jumpsuits. Everyone is looking like robots. It looks like the scene in E.T. It does. It looks like the scene in E.T. Alright, so she wants to ruffle feathers. I don't care. What the crap is this now? Alright. Oh, is this Romulans? Is this Romulans? And it's still not even in color. It's all blue. What is this? You can't even see anything. It's all CG and blue and gross. fucking Kravitz? What? Okay, so the last 3 seconds, you probably can't hear it. So the last 3 seconds, they use the I Want to Get Away, I Want to Fly Away Lenny Kravitz song. Like, just a tiny little snippet of it. What the? What? Yeah, Jesus Christ, how out of place do those uniforms look with STDs, grim ones? Yeah, oh, Lord. Oh, and this guy. We've seen pictures of this guy. He's got weird CGIs, but yeah, I don't have a problem with him. What is he? It's been through the whole trailer. Yeah, let me link this in the chat for you guys if you do want to watch this yourselves. He's a Saurian. He is a Saurian. I almost said Tholian, and I'm like, I'm not gonna. I know it's not a Tholian. It's a. Oh. Yeah, I'm glad everyone thought the same joke. I want to get away. I do. See Harvey in the back. That's actually not Harvey. He's very similar to Harvey in many, many ways. Oh. He doesn't look like one. It's a Saurian. Okay, well that's our trailer. That is our oh, and they got humor. Oh fuck! Oh Lord! So they're all in the elevator. Let me pull this up again. It wasn't over. Yeah, now they're ripping off the Orville. So they're all piling the elevator. All this stuff. He sneezes green goo on this guy. Yeah. So what? Is he gonna be the one giving us elevator music now? Are we gonna? You're no Mike Henry. Oh, looks like the blue alien in the Orville. Yes. Is this shitty SJW humor? Yeah. Yeah. And now they're trying for humor. Now they're trying for the sneeze jokes. The problem with Star Trek Discovery wasn't the fact that it wasn't funny. It was the fact that it wasn't Star Trek. Star Trek was never intended to be funny like that. Oh boy. So, I give this trailer a great big thumbs down poop emoji. They ripped the wrong bits of the Orville off, yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is JJ sort of level. Like, using Lenny Kravitz is just as bad as using the Beastie Boys, you know? And the Beastie Boys were a shitty version of the Warlock Pinchers anyway. You give this trailer a big anti-Trekker logo. Yeah, the big, that's exactly what came to my mind. Hopefully Rob won't steal it from me. The Enterprise crew uniforms Velcro at the front. Weren't the TS uniforms pullover? Yeah, they still don't look right. They still aren't, like, because they had, like, the nice turtlenecks back in the Cage era. I mean, they're a lot closer. If Discovery's uniforms looked like that last season, I would probably be okay with it. We got way too much Michael Burnham in this trailer. Yeah, but they should be wearing the turtlenecks for sure. Yeah, maybe these are more their dress uniforms. Oh Lord, yes. It gets the I know on Doomcock's rating. He needs to do a video. What is this? Doomcock is going on at 6 with a live stream. Okay, so I have just been informed by the Overlord. So I will be wrapping up and heading over to Doomcock's thing. Yep, I just reacted to it. I will wrap up and go to you. So yeah, do we guys want to take a 15-minute potty break and snack break and head over to Doomcock's channel? Send everybody there. Send them to you. Yeah, 5:42 is when he sent me this. So, I just saw it. I'm not happy, but yeah, you're right from manager to a Doomcock stream. Well, I mean, it's 2 hours anyway, and you guys have been so... Yes, this will be... Thank you guys so much for hanging out. This has been really fun. I knew a lot of cool stuff would be happening during Comic-Con. I might go back and do like a video, or I might just snip this part out. But yeah, I love your streams. It's always fun to hang out with you. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, and come on over to Doomcock's channel, and you guys are already subscribed to Doomcock, hopefully. Not happy, she says. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna be happy about this trailer. Oh, I know it's 100% way too much Mikey Spock. So. Bye from the UK, and I'll see you guys there. Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hate ending the stream when I have so many people here, but man. What I see. Yeah, right from random stream to Doomcock stream. Holy crap, just got here and had to travel to Doomcock. Well, thank you so much. And guys, subscribe to Opinion. I'm saying your name wrong, but yeah, subscribe to him too. He's another awesome up-and-coming streamer. Thank you so much for the $3 super chat, Mahaviz, because I can. Stay strong against the suck tide. I know. See you there. We'll be discussing the ladies' night on Mead soon. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. I think Ren will hate me though, because I'm kind of hot-headed. Star Trek Discovery, man. Thank you. It's Opinion. Okay, yeah, subscribe to him. He's another awesome up-and-coming YouTuber. Doesn't have a whole lot of subs yet, but definitely on the right track. So, thank you guys so much. And let's head over to Doomcock's channel, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Bye!